Hey y'all, this is Kirk. So today we're gonna be playing a special challenge. It's called Goblins and Skeleton event. Let's do it. Alright, so for this challenge, I guess we're just joining for free. It asks us to pick a card. Let's just make it, because it's a skeleton kind of theme deck. Or skeleton theme game. Let's pick some skelly. So we're gonna do Skeleton King, we're gonna do Graveyard, we're gonna do Small Skeleton, we're gonna do Mirror, we're gonna do Skeleton Army, we're gonna do Skeleton Guard. Let's throw Giant Skeleton and Tombstone, see how many we have. Alright, do I have any aerial clear? I may need just one of the aerial spells if possible. So because I have Skeleton King, I am let's get rid of the guard. Maybe that's the one thing we're gonna replace, and we're gonna replace it with something that does aerial. Let's replace it with, do we have the log? It doesn't seem like we have the log. Let's place a fireball instead of it. Alright, let's do it. Let's see how this goes. It's like a random deck. This game we're going against Garu. So, alright, we have few things going for us. We will summon Skeleton Giant at the back. And let's see what he does. He's not doing anything yet. He's dropping some random. We're gonna drop our Tombstone. And let's see how... Okay, so he is going with the Skeleton King and with his army. I'm gonna drop my Skeleton Army again, see if they can take care of that Skeleton King, and no, we can't really, so I'm gonna drop my Skeleton King now, see how much counter damage can we do. Our giant did some damage to his tower. I don't know if he was paying attention or not, but he definitely got his fair share countered. Anyway, let's do this. Let's drop our Tombstone one more time. And what I am gonna do is, should we fireball this? Let's fireball this. Just show him that we have firepower on our side too. Okay, he's going, clearing with the log. He's hoping, I'm guessing he's hoping to do some tower damage. And now he's going with his barrel. Let's clean it up. And let's do this. Let's see if he responds. If he doesn't respond, we will... we could mirror it. Let's do this. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's graveyard his... no, let's do this. Let's put a Skeleton Giant. Let's wait for graveyard. And then we can mirror it potentially. Or, no, he's going with a bunch of skellies there. So what I'm gonna do is kind of put my Skeleton King in the middle of it all. Let's see, so let's summon, he got cleared, that's alright. So let's do this, let's drop our Skelly Giant at the back here, let it build the momentum. He is going with, again, Skeleton King. Let's drop our Tombstone, let's drop our Fireball at him, see how much damage that's gonna do. Didn't do too much damage, I was hoping to do some damage. Let's do this. Let's go with the bombers and let's go with our own Skeleton King. Let's drop our army, let's drop more army. Let's start, I guess, firebolting that. Let's drop our giant, let's drop our breakers, wall breakers, see how much damage can they do. A little bit of tower damage, a little more tower damage. Skeleton, giant skeleton is doing some even more tower damage. It's all about that damage. And let's see, let's throw our army for distraction. Let's throw more army for distraction. Let's throw our giant skeleton. Let's throw our bombers. I was just waiting for my fireball cycle, and good game, there goes my fireball. Boom. Alright, that was a good first game. Let's see what other matches we're gonna get. Alright, we've won our first game. Here we are for the second game. We've got a key, and now let's start the battle. We're going against Uli. Alright, so in our deck we have few things. Let's do this. Start off with the wall breakers, let them charge at that tower, see if they can blow it up. Yes, they can. They did the damage. So he is throwing his barrel. We're gonna counter it with the army and then put our Skeleton King just so he starts walking up slowly. What I'm also gonna do is put my giant right in front of my Skeleton King. And he summoned his own Skeleton King. So let's do this. Let's graveyard him. See how much can we mitigate with the graveyard. At least we're able to kill him and then clear up his skellies as well. Now let's aid our skellies with the wall breakers. Let's drop wall breakers onto the other side as well. Let's drop our army now to counter that barrel. His baby dragons is I guess they get cleaned up fairly well there. Let's drop our Skeleton King again. Looks like he is getting some skeleton power there. Alright, so let's summon our little skellies. He's feeding off some of them now. So he went with his own army. I'm just gonna fireball just so that I can touch the Skeleton King as well. I'm gonna do wall breakers. Let them kind of distract it. Can I do anything else? Unfortunately, don't have any resources right now. So he is taking down my tower. And now let's drop my Skelly Giant. Let's drop the Skelly Giant. Hopefully everything is gonna get cleared out. Let's drop my Skeleton King now. Alright, so let's drop our Skelly army and let them charge in. See how much power Skeleton King can get. Alright, let's do his ability. I'm not entirely sure what his ability does, but hey, it's a button. You can click it. I will click it. Let's drop our Fireball, and I don't have any anti-air, unfortunately. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop 2 wall breakers. See how much damage can they do. Not much at all. Now I'm gonna drop my Skeleton King and I'm gonna drop my Skeleton Giant, and same thing as he. So I've got Fireball going for me, so I'm just gonna drop my Fireball as well. I'm just gonna drop my Skelly army. Yeah, this game is over really. Not much I could do there. Alright, I actually don't understand what Skeleton King's ultimate does, so we'll keep that in mind. It heals him, it summons small skeletons, I think. Let's go on to another one, and in this round we're against Rey Rojo. So we have, let's see, our deck looks to be okay. He's going with the bunch of goblins, so I'm gonna drop my Skeleton Giant. And that will give me opportunity to gather some resources so I can then follow up with my Skeleton King. He's going with his own Skeleton King and a bunch more things. So I'm gonna just drop my wall breakers, let them break that wall, break that whatever it is, break wall again, and his Skeleton King is advancing. So I'm just gonna fireball this. I don't want it to come too close to me. We got lucky that he summoned his army right under our fireball, which is nice. Okay, so he is going with his barrel. Let's drop our army. Come back here, come back here. No. Oh no. They just left me. That's alright. Alright, so no panic. Let's drop our giant. Let it charge. Let it come forward. See what it does. And do I have mirror coming? Yes, I do. So what I'm gonna do is go wall breakers, let them break that tower. If he's not defending, let them break again, and kind of annoy him this way, saying like, hey look, if you're not gonna defend, if you're gonna ignore them, you're gonna get your tower killed. Seems like a really strong strategy. So I'm gonna fireball this to clear it out. And now I'm gonna drop my own Skeleton King, see what he can do. So can I click that? Is that his ultimate? that summons skeletons, I guess. And is he eating more skeletons somehow? I'm not sure. Let's do this. Let's counter this with our army. And now let's drop our wall breakers against his king tower. He'll have to defend this, right? One and second one. Let's drop our skelly giant. And now let's wait for our mirror and drop another skeleton giant. Yeah, let's do that. So then we can fireball this. And now we can also skelly giant this. And try to ulti immediately, if possible. He's doing a ton of damage to me, unfortunately. So we need to just defend for the win 15 seconds onto this other side. So I have no choice but to summon my army. I will also summon my skeleton giant to just see if we can hold on to this. Let's drop graveyard offensively. And yeah, that's match over. Match 3 for us. Let's continue this battle. We have 2 wins, 1 loss, and we are going against Bills.jr. So that's Bills Jr. Let's start off with our wall breaker. See if he responds. If he's not responding, then we'll wall break the other side. Alright, so now let's fireball this. Alright, so let's now Skelly King that and go army against army. Lots of skeletons are gonna die in this battle. So let's drop our wall breakers and we can now wait for my king to get closer and use his ultimate. See if we can summon a bunch more skeletons and do a little bit more tower damage. Just few hits is enough. So he is going with he's going kind of both sides. I won't be able to defend the right side at the moment, so we have to drop our tombstone, I'm guessing, and let the tombstone kind of stream behind my skeleton giant. I'm okay to be slowed down there, so let's drop another tombstone. Let's do that. Let's create lots of pressure. I think he just wasted his aerial, so they can build momentum slowly. Hopefully the tower won't be able to keep up. Now I'm just gonna drop my wall breakers as well. Hopefully they can tank a little bit, and maybe one of them can blow up. And no, he could not. At least he spent his resource there. And now I'm gonna summon my skeleton king. I think he's gonna be feeding off those skeletal deaths. Let's summon our skeleton army. Let them pass through as well. That looks like a big momentum. Wow, that looks like a big momentum. I'll keep it in mind for future to use it in my next round. So okay, he is going with his what was that, barrel. So he followed up with the snowball immediately. He was anticipating me dropping something against it. I'm gonna drop my army so they can fight over the skeletons there. Now I have another army, but what I'm gonna do is drop my skeleton there, drop my tombstone. I have 25 seconds to try to take his tower. Okay, so he is going with bunch of stuff now. 15 seconds. I'm just gonna drop offensive skeleton, giant skeleton, and also wall breakers. See if they can make something happen here. Probably not. Let's fireball that. No, we could not make this happen. Okay, so it's a loss for us in this one. Let's continue this goblin versus skeleton affair. This game we're going against Ismael. Okay, so now we can drop our tombstone. He's going with skeleton king immediately. Let's drop our own skeleton king, and let's fireball this. and fireball this one more time. Should we? Okay, that was helpful, but his king used the ability, and that's why he was able to kind of withstand. I wish I had two more elixir there to summon my own ability, but that was unfortunate. Let's too early for my giant. Let's go with tombstone now. Let's go tombstone. I haven't used graveyard much, so what I'm gonna do is, should I wait for my goblin barrel, then graveyard it? Maybe. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna drop our giant skeleton. We're gonna drop our skeleton king. He should, I think he's getting those skeletal deaths, so it's good for him, I guess. He is advancing. Now I can ulti and build up the army, and now the army of the dead is going forward. Wow, he's not defending, so that means this is gonna be the game. Let's drop another skeleton giant, just to make sure we tank the tower damage and kill it off. Alright, so this one was a kind of an easy one. My opponent just gave up. Alright, we are at 3 wins now. We've got 50 Goblin Spear cards, which is nice to add to our collection. And we're going in this match against Oni-chan. It means little brother, I think. Alright, so let's start off with the giant skeleton at the back. Let's defend against that little spitter with our skeletal army, and then let the army kind of go through. He summoned wall breakers. That's not how you summon wall breakers. So let's drop our tombstone. His skeletal giant is also gonna be fighting my skeleton giant. Now his tower is gonna give me difficulty initially. What I'm gonna do is drop my skeleton king over there, and let's see, let's drop fireball against this mine, and let's let the skeleton king advance, and let's summon our army now. So that should pop a lot of little guys, which is nice, and they are actually doing a ton of tower damage, which is really good for us. Let's drop our skeleton giant, see if we can make another push happen, and let's drop another skeleton giant. Now it's gonna be 2 skeleton giants. I'm gonna wait for 5 elixir, and then if he doesn't respond, excuse me, if he doesn't respond, I'm just gonna go to graveyard. So he dropped his own giant. Let's do this. Let's drop graveyard and then try to get as much area as possible, and see if they can do more tower damage. So his unfortunately I activated his king tower. He in panic summoned the goblin drill, which I don't agree with. Alright, let's drop our skeleton army to kill those wall breakers, and let's drop our own wall breakers. Let's also drop our skeleton king to get all that juicy deaths. And now once we come forward, just drop our army so they will be able to do some tower damage, some skeleton giant damage. Now let's drop our giant at the back. I know that we can probably push with him alone, so let's do this. Let's put our graveyard here. Let's put our what is that? Is that 2 graveyards? I think that was a misclick by me, but it is what it is. So let's drop our skeleton king. He should feed off all those deaths. Let's summon his ultimate. Can he feed off more? Let's do this. Let's drop our army. Let's drop more things. Let's see how the skeleton king is doing. Skeleton king is all right. So can we do another ultimate? I'm hoping to do another ultimate. Yes, well, we were able to do another ultimate. We should get some tower damage. So let's fireball that for good measure. Let's fireball that for good measure again. Let's drop our army. That should kill the drill, and that should also kill the second drill. Let's drop our Skeleton King again. Let's drop our Tombstone. That should give us a lot of units. Let's drop our Skeleton Giant to kill that tower. Let's drop our wall breakers. Let's summon our army. Let's drop our army. So we have a lot of skeletons there. And let's also go graveyard. Why not? Why not, right? And now let's fireball that as well. So can we do damage? That's what we're looking for. 55 seconds to go. He is going with wall breakers. Let's drop our Skeleton King. Let's drop our army. Let's drop our wall breakers. Still his idea. Let's go with more wall breakers. Still more of his idea. Let's go graveyard. Let's go fireball. Let's go wall breakers. And let's go. He sneaked his drill at the back there. Let's go one more game, and this game we're against L Gang. Is that L Gang? What, the loser gang? Something gang? It is what it is. So let's start off with our Tombstone. Let them stream in to his tower. Let's go with our wall breaker onto the other side. Let's go with our skeleton army also onto the other side. Let's go our skeleton army onto this side. Let's go with our king, skeleton king, into the middle. He's gonna get bunch of deaths. And let's summon our army with our skeleton king. And let's see what else can we do. So he was able to defend very, very nicely there. But just defense is not enough. Let's drop our tombstone. Now let's drop our wall breakers. Now let's do this. Even one, no, even one couldn't hit him. That's alright. Let's drop our, not yet, too early for the graveyard. Let's wait for our resources. And what I'm gonna do is drop my skeleton giant at the back, let him charge in, get that momentum going. Maybe not too much to the back. Just right here should be fine. Let the momentum going. Now let's drop our skeleton king. Is there any deaths we can benefit from? Let's drop our skeleton army. And then let's summon our rest of the army. And we're doing some work right now. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's help our giant skeleton with our graveyard. Or is it graveyard? Tombstone grave? Yeah, it is graveyard. So that was able to do ton of damage to him. We took down his tower, which is nice. And now he is trying to come back at us. I'm just gonna fireball that and ignore it. Let's drop our giant at the back. He is going with bunch of small guys. Let's drop our skeleton king. He's able to get some stuff. Let's summon our army with him. He's going with his log. I think our army should be able to hold. We will drop our army, another army, and we will drop another army. How many armies do we have? And let's drop our graveyard. So that just builds so much pressure, which is nice. And can we take down his tower? The fireball should do a bit of damage there, and one more fireball should probably finish him off. And wall breakers should definitely help. Let's see if they do help. Well, he distracts them. Let's put wall breakers onto this side. 2 seconds, 1 second. Match over. Loser gang loses the game, and it's over for him. Alright, let's go for another battle. This game against Daikan D's. So let's start off with my what should I start off with? I'm feeling like I'm not dropping my graveyard at all. He starts off with his own king. So, and the giant. It's like a mirror matchup, right? So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna drop my skeleton king. Also drop my tombstone. See if we can summon our army just a bit earlier. And now we should be able to summon our army. They're pretty much back and forth. So Wall breaker there, wall breaker here. Can I do maximum damage? Well, we did some tower damage, and we notice he has tornado. So we'll keep it in mind for future. He will probably pull and slash, do a lot of damage to all of our aerial, to all of our small units. So we should not clump them up, we should spread them to both sides. So let's do this. Going giant there. Let's go our skeleton king as well. Let's fireball this for good measure. And that got rid of his shields. Let's drop the barrel onto the other side. Now they should just hash it out. Let's drop our army. And I guess that was a win for us. Well, it doesn't matter. They just destroyed each other. What I was able to do is kind of go with wall breakers onto the other side and do some damage. I think I did some damage, some good damage there. Yeah, more of a good damage. Okay, so let's do this. Let's wait for. Is he actually mega defending that? Like defending with everything he's got? I'm just gonna fireball this and go with my skeleton. And now just go wall breakers. I just summon my skeleton army. Drop my tombstone. Should I go graveyard? Let's drop giant. Let's should I fireball that or drop another giant? Let's just drop another giant. We're having fun, right? And now let's drop wall breakers onto the opposite side. Let's drop our king. We're trying to do as much damage as possible. So we'll summon a bit of skeletons there. Let's go graveyard somewhere here. Let's go fireball to whatever he does. Okay, that's match over. Didn't work for him, that tornado at this time. Okay, so far we have 5 wins, and this game we're going against a Ilalix. That was hard to say. Let's drop our skeleton king and let's drop our tombstone. Let's drop another tombstone and let's see what happens. So he's going with bunch of wall breakers. He does ton of damage to us. Let's drop our army. Let's go with our own wall breakers. See if we can make anything happen here. Maybe we could. Let's drop our graveyard. See if they can do bunch of damage there. And just waiting for my skeleton king to do one more ulti. We were able to summon a bunch of guys there. Wow, this is a good momentum for us. Let's drop our skeleton army. Can my skeleton king survive this? He could not, unfortunately, but it was an easy win. This is how you win with skeleton king army. That was just March of the Dead. Anyway, and here we are with all 6 wins. Now there's one-time reward collected at 6 wins. What is it? It's not bad, a little bit of gold there. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.